Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. And today I want to talk to you about the mistakes that men make. And a lot of times we make those mistakes over and over again. It's like we never learn our lesson. And as they say, if you repeat the same thing looking for a different result, that's the sign of insanity. And I don't want us to go through life being insane. At least I don't. Because when I've looked at things I've done in life, I've made my mistakes and I don't repeat them. And if I see someone else make a mistake, then I learn from that. So it's like I'm learning from my mistakes and the mistake of others. And when you do that, you tend to lessen those errors that you make and you can do better. And that's hopefully what we all want, is to do better in life and not just repeat the same mistakes over and over. So today I want to go over with you a few things that I think that can help minimize the mistakes that we're making and be able to look for better women, to do better in life in general, okay? But before I go there, like I always say, take a look at my website, Men's Travel Journal. Go ahead and subscribe and join, because there you can share your ideas and thoughts with other men who may need your help or can help you. Okay, I've gotten a few members so far and things are going pretty good. So please take some time, take a look at it, and please consider joining, okay? Because I want to hear from you guys. Okay, so let's look at the mistakes that men make. When men make their mistakes in picking a partner, they pick someone they like, okay? They see a woman, they like her physical attributes, and from there they feel that they can build a relationship. And they're thinking in their mind that if they treat her well, give her what she wants, be kind, do all that catering stuff, that the girl is theirs. But that's far from the truth, because when a woman comes into your life, she comes into your life leaving. When she walks in the door, she's walking in with the concept of, if I don't get what I want, I'm leaving. So she walks in leaving. And the moment that you don't fulfill whatever it is that she wants, she's going to think to herself, well, this relationship is not working. And to me, that's a very selfish way to look at things. And that's typically what children do. You know, as a child, we don't like what the other kids do, so we take our toys and go home. And that's what these girls are doing. They don't like that you're not catering to them, supporting their family, giving them everything they want, every time they need a new cell phone, buying stuff for their brothers and sisters. Then they think the relationship is not working. So what do? They leave you. And with this in mind, you must look at the fact of, how is it that someone that brings nothing to the relationship is so easily leaving? They bring nothing to help make the relationship better other than their presence, and that doesn't do anything. Them being there is only a liability to you. So in their mind, they're thinking that if I'm with him, that's the benefit. And with you going in catering to them, then that strengthens that belief. But instead, you should be saying, well, look, you're not helping here. You're not helping. You're not bringing anything here. So you need to walk on out the door. And just like they leave you, you should be ready to leave them. You want to be with someone that wants to be with you. You should want to be with someone who has a desire to contribute in some kind of way to help the relationship be better. It's called being relational. When someone walks away from you, they're using you. Because people don't walk away from someone they love. They walk away from someone they're using. And if you take some time to think about that, you'll soon begin to see that in the past, if you just look at some of the girls you've talked to, what happens? They want something, they don't get it, they stop talking. And that idea of stop talking is to get you to do something, okay? So that's what they're doing. They're stop talking, you're supposed to react, give them what they want, they start talking again. Don't do that, because you're setting yourself up for failure. It's not going to work, and it's just going to set up a precedence that whenever I don't get what I want, I get angry, he'll give it to me. So here's where we want to go today, and I'm going to share a few things with you that I want you to consider. Please like, subscribe, and share, and let's see what we can get out of this, okay? Okay, the first thing to consider is we are all a product of our environment, okay? The way we were taught as children, and from childhood up to where we are now, has shaped who we are. But as a child, I would often hear my grandmother say, you teach a child when they're young and they don't stray when they get older. Or she would also go back and say, bend the sap while it's young. Now, as a child, I didn't know what that means, but as I become an adult, I now understand what she was trying to tell me and why she was trying to shape who I am. Because if you look at a sap, which is a small tree, they tie stakes on that tree to shape it to grow straight and grow tall. So this is the thing here. When you meet a girl, you got to understand she's a product of her environment and whatever she's taught. Taking her out of her environment doesn't take the environment out of her. Once again, you can take the boy out the country, but you can't take the country out the boy. So when you take a Filipina out of her area, out of her country, you're not taking that country out of her, because whatever she did at home, she's going to want to do it in your country. So a lot of guys make the mistake of thinking, well, if I just take her away and take her with me, she'll change, she'll do better, we'll be better. And that leads you back to the magical thinking. And I hate to say it, but it doesn't work. You may take her out of her environment, but you don't take the environment out of her. She's going to be the same person at your house that she was at her house. I'm just saying. Now, the next thing to consider, a woman's childhood. You're not in competition with another man, and that's what men make the mistake. They think that they have to get this girl away from other men and another man is going to take her away. But here's what happened. If a woman is truly with you, no man can take her away. If she is really committed to the relationship, no man can take her away. So you are not in competition with another man. You are in competition with her childhood, which takes us back to number one. She's a product of her environment. If her childhood was chaotic, she's going to reject your stability hands down, because that's not what she's used to. She's used to chaos. So if you're coming to her with stability, productivity, accountability, stability, all those things look foreign to her. I once read that a person can stay in the dark for so long that the light looks foreign to them. And that's what's happening. They stay in such a chaotic childhood growing up with their parents, okay? And some parents can be toxic. And they grow up with these toxic parents that when they become adults and they meet someone who cares enough to try to give them stability, they reject it. They cause chaos because that's what they're used to. They're used to chaos. They want chaos. Drama is what makes them who they are. So the thing men have to keep in mind of, you're not competing with the other men, you're competing with her childhood. And that's where you need to start with the whole thing. How did you grow up? What was your environment like? So if you meet a girl living in chaos, that's what she wants. If you meet a girl with not necessarily two parents, but her environment was stable, not a lot of chaos, then you may have something to work with, because when you're trying to give her stability and she's wanting stability because stability is what she's used to, then she might reciprocate. She might understand what you're trying to do. So don't think that you can take the boy out of the country and not take the country out the boy. It doesn't work that way. Let's not make that mistake. I'm just saying. As you know, in the Philippines, a lot of the parents have many kids, and out of those many kids, the one that is most successful has to reach back and take care of all the other siblings and the parents. That also takes us back to number one, a product of your environment. Their environment is such that whoever is successful has to come back and reach and take care of everybody else. And what happens, they're enabling the rest of the family to be lazy. And here's where you come into the picture. Keep in mind, whatever a woman does with her money, she's going to do twice as much if she has yours. Okay? If she go to the hair salon once a week and now she gets extra money, she's going to go to the hair salon twice a week. If she get her nails done once a week, she's going to go to the nail salon twice a week, because you double what she can do. If she stays in the mall, okay, if that's her thing, to go to the mall and go shopping once, twice a month, or however she does it, when she gets your money, she's going to do it twice as much. Their environment is such that they're living for today. There's no concept of tomorrow. A guy once told me that the Philippine calendar has one day, and that's today. How can I survive today? Because tomorrow we wait until that gets here. So when you start giving money, thinking that you're helping, you're basically enabling. You're just enabling them to be lazy. You know, I heard the other day that, I'm not sure if it's a law or an ordinance or however they have it worded over there, about not giving money to beggars. And their concept is giving money is enabling them to be lazy. And when I think about it, and if you take time to think about it, that's what happened with these girls. They come to you for money, and giving and giving and giving, you're just basically enabling them to be lazy. In your mind, you're thinking, oh, I'm helping her. You're not helping her, because in the event, in your efforts to help her, in her mind is saying, I don't have to do anything. I can just go to Joe Blow here, get me 10, 20, 15,000, and once I give it away or spend it, I just go back to the ATM of Joe and get 15,000 more, 20,000 more, 30,000 more. I can spend until the cows come home. It doesn't matter, because Mr. Man, Mr. ATM got all the money I can handle. But guess what happens? When she drains you dry and you can't give anymore, she walks out the door. Once again, she's coming into your life, okay? She's coming into your life, leaving. You have to keep this in mind. Once again, I'm just saying. Now, the next thing here, next thing that we're going to go over, to me is like the kicker. It's a concept of your money becomes her money. Your money becomes the family money. And this is a classic mistake that men make. And it kind of goes in part with the other point I just made earlier, because when we pick our so-called mate, like I say, we're looking at physical attributes. And because we got into this mode of being so thirsty and so desperate, we want to give, because we're thinking by giving, she's going to be loyal to me. Because men have a thing of ownership, and I don't know why. And I feel we have to get out of there because we can't own anybody. But anyway, we're thinking that if we give and give, this girl is going to be loyal to me. She's going to be kind to me. She's going to give me what I'm missing. And what you're missing, you can't find from someone else. It goes back to your childhood. When a person is codependent, when a person is narcissistic, when a person is toxic, all this stems about what happened in their childhood. Once again, point number one is you are a product of your environment. A toxic person came from a toxic situation. Okay? And unless they can deep dive and see that their errors are what's causing their problems, it's never going to change. So, back to my point. When you're giving and giving, whereas your money becomes her money, and from there it becomes the family money. Now you got all these people dependent on you. That's not your responsibility. What they did or did not do in the past, you cannot come up today and try to fix it. If a person in the family didn't get their education or go to the hospital or didn't save or didn't work, that's not your responsibility. I don't think no one was put in this world to submit or be subdued by someone else. It's like you're taking on the responsibility of a whole clan of people, and they just gonna sit back, drink, and get drunk and watch TV while you go bust your ass, and you gotta take your money and give it to them. Your money is not her money. You've already helped the family by taking her out of the situation, because that's one less person they have to worry about. And 9 times out of 10, they're not worried about that person because that person is providing for the rest of the family. Your helping is only enabling. And we as men have to stop making that mistake, thinking that we can buy someone or be so nice that the someone is going to be nice to us. It doesn't work that way. So take some time, look at that, because what happens at this point, when you're giving and they're taking and taking, and you're doing it, you're really only doing it because you're trying to make yourself feel better. And here is what we call the codependent dance starts. She gets angry, you give. She does tempo, you give. She stopped talking, you give. And you're giving because you want the pain to go away, and it causes a codependent dance, and you're setting yourself up for failure. Because the moment you wake up and realize, hey, I see what she's doing, I need to stop, she's walking out the door. So these are just a few points that I want you guys to consider. Please like, subscribe, and share. If anyone else can benefit from the videos, please share with them. I really would appreciate it. And don't forget to join the social media group. I really would appreciate it, okay? All right, guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Take care. See you in the next video.